Today we're going to be testing out two very interesting sounding chaffle recipes. The first recipe is a chicken Parmesan chaffle with canned chicken breast, and the second recipe is a chocolate sweet chaffle. Let's get into it. So if you're new here, you wouldn't know this about us, but we really love chaffles. And we have this video, which is a 2021 updated chaffle recipe that is just blowing you guys away. And we do make that recipe often, but every once in a while we come across a recipe on TikTok or Instagram or whatever that is just, it's too good to pass up. And the first one is a chicken Parmesan chaffle. We used 1/3 of a cup of chicken that was canned. We used 2 tablespoons of low moisture mozzarella, an egg, 1/4 teaspoon basil, 1/4 teaspoon garlic powder.
We're not used to this type of batter.
Yeah, it's very viscous in comparison to our chaffle recipe, which really does err on the dry side of things. But we are going to be using the recipe as intended. Sorry.
Production in progress.
My husband wanted to say hello.
Aww.
I miss you. I miss you. His freaking head.
Oh, can we careful? My husband is always the cutest interruption to our filming schedule. Typically, Sarah and I do not spray our chaffle makers. We don't feel like it needs it. Actually, we feel like the chaffle releases itself once it's cooked to a certain level. However, this is not our recipe and we really don't know much about it. So Erica from Low Carb Love on TikTok, she sprays her chaffle maker, so that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put half in one and half in the other, and we're gonna cook it for 4 minutes until the light goes off. That's about half. Beep. So I was a bit apprehensive about this recipe, but it does smell good. It smells like chicken, and it smells like basil and spices and garlic, so I'm excited to try it. The next step, we're going to lay these out on a rack to cool. And then later, before we're getting ready to try it, we're just gonna stick it under the broiler for a couple minutes with a little bit of tomato sauce to give it that chicken Parmesan feel. And up next, Sarah's going to be making a dessert chaffle, which we're really excited about. You're not gonna want chicken flavors in that chaffle, I don't think, so I'm going to clean the chaffle maker, the Dash Mini Waffle Maker, the way that we usually clean them, which is to put a damp towel on it and close the lid. All right, once the towels are dry, it's pretty much clean. You can see all the gunk that it lifts up out of there. We like to do this every once in a while, especially if you're switching out flavors of chaffle. It makes it nice and fresh. Next chaffle is a dessert recipe. We've made dessert recipe chaffles on our channel before. We will link those in the description below if you're interested in checking them out. This one is an Oreo inspired chaffle, which I'm really excited about. I've never tried one before.
We never even tried a chocolate chaffle.
And it seems like a really quick and easy... Oh no, Charlie's trying to press the outside button. No. So this recipe seems really easy, and hopefully it turns out good because it seems like you can whip it up in a couple minutes and have a nice dessert. We combined all of the ingredients in the bowl. 2 tablespoons of sweetener. We decided to use allulose. 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. We will link the one that we use in the description below. It is a majestic Ghirardelli cocoa powder that is absolutely divine. 1 tablespoon of cream, half a teaspoon of vanilla extract, half a teaspoon of baking powder, and a pinch of salt, and 1 egg. So I'm going to mix to combine, and then we're going to put it into our waffle makers. Now, Emily has brought up a good point that this has no cheese in it. So is this a chaffle? You decide. We're gonna say it's a chaffle. I feel like anything that's made in a Dash Mini Waffle Maker is a chaffle, even if it has cheese or not. But what do you think? Should this be considered a chaffle? Let us know in the comments. So here we have the chicken Parmesan chaffle. It smells really good. Smell that basil on there. We put it under the broiler for a couple of minutes with some tomato sauce. Let's give it a go.
I mean, I was gonna get a fork and knife, but...
Yeah, it's different texture than we're used to. We're used to our chaffles being really crispy. There's not that much cheese in here, so I kind of can see how it won't be crispy because there's that meat in there and it's a little more of a wet batter than we usually use.
It does taste like chicken parmesan though. I don't know what it reminds me of something. I just can't put my finger on what it is.
Chicken parmesan.
Probably, right.
I would definitely give this one a go if you haven't tried this one already. It's simple. If you have canned meat in your pantry, it's a great way to use it. I know some people are scared of canned meat, but
I mean, we use almond flour in our chaffles, and you don't need almond flour for this recipe. And so we use a lot more cheese in our recipe too. This has a lot less cheese and a lot less calories because it's made of chicken.
very good. I would give this one 9 out of 10.
Pleasantly surprised.
Yes, very good. I haven't had an Oreo in a long time, so I'm excited about this one.
Let's get in on that shot. All for me.
No, we're sharing this one. Actually, the batter, I think it would make about 4 chaffles.
You think so?
Yeah.
There was some
There
left
was some
over.
left over,
Oh.
yeah.
So this is only 2, but
Smells chocolatey.
yeah. As it was cooking, it reminded me of brownie batter. It smelled like brownie batter. It's really good.
It tastes like a brownie, kind of, to me.
To me, it tastes like a cake. It has like this, I mean, you have to try heavy whipping cream in the NutriBullet. I would say a little bit over. Maybe it's buttercream. Is that what buttercream is? It's thick. It's not like light like whipped cream. It's actually on the thicker side. That was an accident that we did it that long. We only did it a couple seconds extra. And there's a very thick consistency to this. So it might be buttercream, actually.
I don't know if it's like technically like an Oreo, because Oreos are hard.
Right.
This is not an Oreo like consistency. This is more of like a cake.
It tastes like a cake.
There's no almond flour in this. It's pretty much just cocoa powder,
Egg.
and egg, and
Baking powder, sweetener. I'm impressed.
yeah, I would have this again. I think that the chocolate that we use is a very indulgent chocolate.
The Ghirardelli, you just can't beat it.
I think you could put other stuff on this. You could put like a cinnamon butter or a raspberry jam, and then the cream would be nice.
You know what I think I've seen people do is they make chaffle cakes and then
They ice them.
You could just, oh my god, you know how simple that would be?
Huh.
You make a bunch of these cakes, you make them into little birthday cakes. You just ice in between each of them, and then you ice around the top with this heavy whipping cream and then NutriBullet with allulose in it. That's it. What a decadent dessert.
Maybe make that for our birthday this year.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Or that with strawberries. Then
Yeah,
like strawberries.
that would be good.
And layer upon layer of
And then fresh whipped cream. So I'm really glad that we tried these new TikTok chaffle recipes. One of them, is it a chaffle?
Doesn't have cheese
it doesn't
in
matter.
it.
It's a cake. I don't know. I would
but
call
a
it
cake
chaffle.
waffle could be a chawaffle.
Chawaffle. It's whatever. It's a chaffle. We're gonna call it a chaffle just for like simplicity's sake. Anything that's made in a dash, people are calling a chaffle.
Right.
Let us know if you guys try any of these recipes. Leave us a comment. If you guys see other recipes that you guys want us to try, tag us on TikTok. We are Keto Twins on TikTok. We are Keto Twins Official on Instagram, and we love hearing from you guys. And if you guys are on like the dessert chaffle train, why don't you click on this video? We make a strawberry shortcake chaffle and a raspberry, I forget the name of it, but it's a raspberry chaffle. You don't want to miss
Almond
these.
raspberry?
People really like this recipe, and we'll see you over there. Anyway, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Emily, and we are the Keto Twins signing out.